In our walkabouts, we meet people who are elderly, people who are in their late 60s, 70s and 80s, people who still continue to work. And when I say they still continue to work, I do not mean that they sit behind a desk working away on computers, but they do hard work. Hard work such as being cleaners or dishwashers at hawker centers and coffee shops. When we ask them why do they continue to work hard, some of them they tell us it's because they do not have enough to retire on.
I have to keep on working until the end of my life. What to do? No choice. I will struggle for it.
Why do they not have enough to retire on? I acknowledge that there are no easy answers to this question. But one main reason is because while the cost of living has gone up, our incomes have not kept pace with the cost of living that has gone up. And so, how do we fix this problem of retirement adequacy? I think one way we can fix this is by introducing a citizen's dividend. I believe that while Singapore remains a global city, we need to accentuate the benefit of citizenship. Singaporeans cannot afford to be second-class citizens in their own homes. And this is where citizens' dividend comes in. But what is citizens' dividend? If you have read RDU's housing proposal, you would have read that we propose that as a benefit of citizenship, an inflation index balance of land costs be refunded to every citizen buyer at the point of mandatory en bloc redevelopment exercise. We believe that the citizens' development payment will tremendously boost retirement adequacy. But in order for us to have this, we need to have more transparency on how our HDB flats are built, transparency on the pricing mechanism of HDB flats. And this is why RDU has called for accountability and transparency to be built into the HDB flat pricing mechanism. For example, with more accountability and transparency, we can be given a breakdown of the actual cost of the flats that we are buying at the point of purchase. For example, a breakdown in terms of the township that they are buying in, the type of project that they are buying into, the number of units in each project, the flat type, for example, is it a 3-room, 4-room, a multi-generational flat, the cost of construction for each unit, the land cost for the unit, and the grants and subsidies offered for the buyer, and the selling price of the unit. When we have such transparency and accountability in when we buy flats, I think the payment of citizens' dividend becomes that much more easier. And why no to citizens' dividend? Many Singaporeans work 30-40 years of our lives, of course enriching ourselves in the process, doing much for our families, but also contributing towards society as taxpayers. Shouldn't we be better taken care of in our older age so that we have a better peace of mind? I think the citizens' dividend will help ensure that, and not only ensure that, it will help ensure that Singaporeans remain first-class citizens in their own homes. I know Singaporeans are not xenophobic, but we do not want unfair competition. We know that our wages have been depressed by the influx of foreign workers, foreign talents. Of course, we must continue to welcome them, but we can only continue to welcome them as long as Singaporeans continue to remain first-class citizens in their own home. What do you think? Let me know. I'm Ravi Philemon, the Secretary General of Red Dot United. Thank you.